Great. So we are finally starting with port scanning in here. So before understanding different types of port scannings that we have to understand what is three-way handshake. So three-way handshake is normally used to establish the connection between two systems. First, to actually have the reliable connection. So we have two types of, in the transport layer, we have two types of connection. One is TCP and UDP, which is one is connection oriented, the another one is connection less. So here we are going with connection oriented, which will involve in TCP three-way handshake, right? So this three-way handshake makes sure that there is a reliable connection between two systems, and whatever the system 1 shares to the system 2 will be definitely received by system 2. So if it is not received, then it will again ask for the same thing and then it will reply. So it works like that. There are different things which you may need to understand in networking itself. So here we are especially focusing on the Nmap scanning techniques. So the host discovery, where it will be using the first, we have host, which will be sending the sync packet to the second host that it wanted to talk to. So here we have the parent operating system. Here this is the Metasploitable 2. Then now once it receives the sync packet, it will send back the acknowledgement with sync and acknowledgement packet back. Then again the host one will send the acknowledgement packet back to host 2. Then the data transmission happens once this three-way handshake is completed. In simple, it says hello, can we talk together? Then it says, hey, yes, we can talk together. So let's begin talking each other. Then the data transmission happens. That is how three-way handshake works. So now we'll understand about TCP connect scan, or it is also known as TCP full scan. So why do we need, you'll understand why I have explained about TCP three-way handshake in here. So for each port that we scan in the target network, if we are going with the TCP connect scan, what happens in the background is, this is the attacker machine that we have. This is the victim, that is the Metasploitable 2. We send the sync packet, we send the acknowledgement packet, then again, the target sends the acknowledgement, sync with acknowledgement, then again the acknowledgement, which is a three-way handshake. If port is open, this complete handshake will be finished successfully. If in case the port is closed, then it will, when we send the sync packet to that specific port, it will send the reset packet. So that is where Nmap decides the port is closed. If the reply is sync with acknowledgement and we acknowledge it back in TCP connect scan or full open scan, then that means the port is open. So we will do it in our system and try understand it in detail. So we have the same target. So normally sudo TCP full scan, right? Nmap sc scan with TCP full scan. So this flag represents the TCP full scan or full open scan. Then we have the target 10.0.2.6. Instead of we focusing on multiple ports, let's understand with one port. Then you can understand how things are happening with other ports as well. So to specify the port, we use flag -p with the port number 80. You can do it like this, or you can write it like this. Anything is fine. If you have multiple ports, you can separate them with comma and write them. So yeah, so we are focusing on port 80 since it's already open, which is HTTP. Then I'm entering. So if clearly observe, we have port 80, which is sent with sync packet. We are focusing on port 80, right? Then at the target port 80 from our device, you can clearly see the source port and the destination IP. Source is our IP address and the destination is the Metasploitable to IP address. So from us to Metasploitable to IP address, specifically to port 80, we have sent sync packet. Then again, it replied from port 80 to our random port number to it replied with port from port 80 to our random port number with sync and acknowledgement packet. Once it is done, we again reply back with acknowledgement packet. So this is the TCP three-way handshake. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. So first one, second one, and third one. Sync packet, sync acknowledgement packet, then we have acknowledgement from our device to the Metasploitable. So this is TCP three-way handshake. So this is only for one port. You only see a little traffic one-to-one. Some traffic is generated for scanning only one port. Let's say if I scan. So when you do this normal scan, we have seen a lot of ports before, right? What is happening is it will by default scan top 1000 ports. When we click on enter, it does top 1000 ports. For each port, it does TCP three-way handshake. If you clearly observe the packets, you can filter them by using TCP and then port 80 if we go with before has been done, then or port 21 if you want. See, again sync packet, sync acknowledgement and acknowledgement back from destination to the port, from source to the destination. Yeah, so that is how this works. However, this generates a lot of traffic and it's a bit time consuming. I mean, I don't think time is a matter in here, it's just seconds, but it generates a lot of traffic. What we will do, instead of doing TCP three-way handshake, okay, I forgot to explain with the closed port. So let's take port number 1000. When we go with port number 1000, we have sent sync packet, but it replied with the reset packet. Okay, so that is where Nmap understood that the port is closed. So yeah, that is it. Then it generates a lot of traffic, right? So what we'll do is we'll do TCP SYN or half open or stealth scan. It is also known as, you can call it anything, SYN scan, half open scan, and stealth scan. So if the port is open, what happens is you will send the synchronization packet to the packet to the victim. Once it is sent from here to here, it will reply with acknowledgement sync packet, right? Now you do not reply back. You won't. You just leave it like that. The connection is open. You just leave it like that. It will reply with synchronization and acknowledgement packet. That means the port is open. Again, why do you need to acknowledge it? We already know that. So if the port is closed, then it will send the reset for the sync packet that you sent, right? So instead of doing three-way handshake, we will do two-way here. We will decide whether the port is open or not within the two handshakes that is happening. So we'll see it in live. So one more thing to add it here. If you normally do it with sudo nmap 2.6, and I'll tell you again. If you want to do stealth scan or half open scan, you can do SS, small s, capital S. Then we'll do with the specific port. That is, now let's go with port 21. It's open now. I'll restart it and I'll filter with port 21. It's asking for the password, then done. Port 21 is open. You clearly observe it here. We have sent synchronization packet, then acknowledgement packet and sync packet is received from the target. From us, .9 to .6 sync packet is sent. .6 to .9 acknowledgement packet is sent. Then again we didn't reply it back. So it's from 9 to 6 is again the reset packet, which is not mandatory. It's we are refusing the connection back instead of acknowledging it. So that is where the sync TCP sync happens. But if you do the same thing without the flag, it is the same sync packet, sync acknowledgement packet. You clearly observe in the last 3 lines. The same thing happened, but I didn't use any flag in here. That is where when you use Nmap with root privileges, I think I have some problem with that. When you use Nmap with root privileges, you by default will be using stealth scan or half open scan, also known as SYN scan. So that is about that. Then for this video, it is that. Then in the next section we'll understand about null scan, XMS scan,